Adam, I would like to see you personally to give you a brief on the contract. The meeting will only take about 30 minutes, so shall we meet up tomorrow at lunchtime?
Tomorrow lunch, I'll be busy. Why don't you drop it in my postbox or pass it to my secretary?
Adam, I would strongly recommend that we spend about 30 minutes for this important appointment for me to better guide you on being a new policy holder, explaining crucial contract provision and clauses, and of course, guiding you in downloading our My AIA app.
I see. All right. In that case, why not you come over to my office at 1 p.m.?
Okay, sure, Adam. I will see you at 1 p.m. at your office tomorrow then.
Did you know that there's a huge difference between the word awareness and discoverability? Although these two keywords are often interchangeably used, but in actual fact, in marketing, these two words has a whole two different meaning altogether. When we talk about awareness, we're talking about the degree of how a particular target audience is able to recognize you or to be aware of what you're posting, and they see you often enough to build a certain sense of familiarity. It's just like a billboard that you see by the street and you say, oh, okay, there's a sale over here. Oh, okay, this brand is available. That's the level of awareness that we're talking about. When we talk about discoverability, we're talking about whether you are searchable. And this is a very important point because if you are on digital and you are not discoverable, you are not searchable, that's equivalent to you not existing. That's how scary it is. Do you know that there's a report that was published at one point of time saying that if you are not searchable on Google, if I'm going in to search for your name, if I'm going in to search for certain keywords, and if you're not in the top 10 search results, you are practically non-existent. Imagine if one day to reach out to me and say, hey Jen, would you like to go out for coffee and I'll just share with you this new policy. And if I'm interested, as a consumer, what do? I'll probably go to search engines, I'll probably go to social media, I'll just go to somewhere to see if I can find more information about you. And when I type your name and if you don't appear, things starts to play my mind. Is this guy for real? Is he a legit agent? Is he going to scam my money? Is he new to this? Does he even have experience? Does he know what I want? How long has he been doing this? Is he actually representing AIA or is it just some lone wolf trying to run his own insurance company? The whole idea of discoverability is that your information can be found. If it's not, you don't exist. So these are the two different types of keywords that you need to know. It's important to do both. You need to have certain sense of awareness so that your target audience can see you around and they know you exist. That's one. But number two, it's also important to be searchable because these two keywords actually attract two different groups of customers. When you talk about awareness, we're talking about a group of people that are in discovery mode. They don't know what they don't know, and they don't even have an idea of what they're searching for. These are the times, just like you and I, when we're waiting for somebody and we pull up our social media platforms, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, and we're just browsing mindlessly. We're just letting content scroll through our screens, and we are looking at random videos, looking at random visuals. We have nothing in mind. We're not planning to buy. We're not planning to communicate with anybody. We're not planning to like anything. We're not planning to fill up any forms. We're not planning to comment or share. We are not doing anything. We are just browsing. But as we browse, your content comes up, and because you have a strong brand, you have a strong personality and a tone, you have a content that's valuable and relevant to me, I stop and I look. And as I look, I'm aware of you. This guy exists. Oh, Jen exists. Okay, fair enough. Now, fast forward. The second group of potential target audience that falls under the category of discoverability, these are people who have some sort of an idea of what they want. They may have an end goal in mind. They may have some impression that, yeah, I think it's time for me to look at my future plans. What are my options? These are the people that say, everybody's talking about the importance of insurance. What is insurance all about? Or it could be a situation where they are right now needing to buy insurance because maybe you're targeting fresh grads and they got their first job and their employers are asking them, hey, do you actually have personal insurance? And they are at a loss and they are looking for somebody to buy from. So we're talking about a group of target audiences that are ready to spend. They are ready to commit to something. And that's where discovery becomes very, very important. These are the group of people that we go and start searching, compare options, but even better, if they are already aware of you since day one, because you're resonating in terms of content, you're using the right tone that's relevant to them, your brand stood out, there's a higher probability of them saying, hey, there's this guy, I can't remember his name or whatnot, but I'm pretty sure he represents AIA. He was talking about this importance of health thing, and then I can somehow trace it back to you. That's why both are important. You can't say that, oh, I'm just going to focus 100% on awareness and then totally put out the discoverability side of things, because you're dealing with intentional search versus a group of people that are really just in pure discovery mode. So there are 3 steps to be discoverable. Now, I won't talk so much about awareness, because for the awareness bit is really about consistency in the content, and we talked about that. You talk about delivering value, and maybe you can even buy ads just to put yourself out there a little bit more. When you talk about discoverability, few simple ways. I'm not going to suggest to you too complicated stuff, but just a few very, very simple ways, right? Number 1, be consistent with your usernames. Please use consistent usernames wherever you can. This means that on Instagram, look at your handles. In your Facebook page, make sure the URL matches the Instagram handle. In your LinkedIn profile URL, make sure it also matches. This way, if somebody searches you, all platforms appear. And that's what you want to achieve. You don't want it to be on, let's say, on Facebook, using myself, for example, let's say on Facebook, it's Jen Wong. And then on Instagram, it's Jen Wong NY. And then LinkedIn is J Wong. It doesn't make sense. It becomes a lot more complicated. On top of that, please use a name where people recognize you with, okay? Don't go by putting, let's say, a certain nickname where people call you within the industry, but on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, you use a name which is within your identity card. When things don't match, people won't know it's you, all right? So although that sounds like a common sense, but I just felt that that needs to be shared as well. So it's not just your username, but your actual personal name. Number 2, hashtags. Now, hashtags are a great way to discover and to be discovered. But the problem here is that many times we use hashtags that only we know, or it's something that's a term that only the industry is familiar with. We use terms like MDRT, with no offense. I know you're MDRT agents, you're proud of it, and I know you put a lot of blood and sweat and sacrifices to achieve that. Congratulations. But really, MDRT may not mean anything to somebody that is looking to buy insurance for the first time. They are already confused between the policies. They are torn between all the different companies out there. They are torn between figuring out whether which agent actually serves them better. Is there a difference between agents? They're struggling between terminologies. And then right now you throw to them, I'm MDRT. They don't know what is that. So I'm talking about hashtags that people are familiar with. Hashtags are people that are already using. Hashtags that are already popular. Hashtags that come natural. Those are the hashtags you want to use. Sure, if you still feel very passionate with using technical hashtags like MDRT or COT or TOT, all these different achievements that you have, or certain industry-specific jargons, go ahead, but let it be significantly lesser than the more discoverable hashtags out there. Last but not least, diversify your content. If you want to be discoverable, you need to be in more places. Don't just focus in Facebook and just Facebook posts only. If you are going to just focus on one platform, sure, but be on other mediums. Don't just focus on posts. Try going into polls, try going to Facebook groups, try using Messenger, try creating lead generation form, try investing a little bit into ads, try using Facebook stories, try even finding ways to go articles, live stream, collaborating with people, cross-posting. And if you've exhausted that, then maybe it's time to go beyond that. Have you considered Instagram? Have you considered LinkedIn? Have you considered TikTok? Only if it's relevant, right? Please go back to your target audience. Make sure you're on platforms that are relevant. What about blogs? What about other media collaborations that are relevant within your industry or the area of interest that you're in? What about forums? Diversify your channels, because this will also help you rank higher on search engines, which makes you a lot more discoverable. So synchronize the username and your names. Use popular hashtags that's not technical and exclusive to our industry. Use public ones, and diversify your channels and content. That's how you become a lot more discoverable. That's how you bring your brand further from where you are right now to where you want it to be the midst of your audience. thing is, let's talk about brand positioning for a bit, because ultimately when we talk about branding, it's not just about how pretty your logo looks like or how nice your photos are arranged in one another, or whether there's a common look and feel or usage of colors. Yes, these things are great. These things actually help increase the appeal of a brand, but it's not the true brand essence that you're trying to deliver, because ultimately it's about perception. It's about what people have gained in terms of experience when interacting with you. It's something where you are able to translate through the screen, through your audience, as they look at it and they feel this sense of connection, they feel this sense of relevance, that it is as though you understand them. That is the essence of a good brand. So when we talk about that, we are very interested to see how positioning is built to help you moving forward in your content, in your tone and message, in how you represent yourself and what you are able to offer to target audience. Now, the whole essence here of brand positioning is about helping people understand who are you and what you do, or at the very least, is to create a perception of as though you do. I say that not in the sense of you trying to create a fake persona and trying to trick the target audience to think that you're relevant to them. But what I'm saying is that, hey, there's a very strong importance for you to show or understand your target audience so that you can speak to them at the level that they can understand you. It doesn't matter which generation you come from. Maybe as you're listening to this, you may be a fresh grad, but you could also be in the industry for the past 20, 30 years, and you may be thinking, how can I still be relevant to somebody that has just came out of college if I already have 20, 30 years of experience behind me? How can I speak to the older generation when I'm just a fresh grad? Will they even listen to me? Here's the thing. As an entrepreneur myself, sometimes I struggle with that when dealing with more matured audiences, or even people that have much more experience as me. And I ask myself the question as well, why should they even listen? But guess what? Over the years, what I realized is that it's not just about the age. It's about how you position yourself that they will perceive your existing age or what you can offer. It's all a matter of perception. If you're able to build yourself, surrounding yourself with the right environment, the right keywords, the right content, the right brand message, the right positioning, that's where you're able to stand out. That's where you're able to build the relevance based on the target audience that you are talking to. So why? Why invest in brand positioning? Why are we talking about this topic so much? Number one, having a good brand position helps you determine your content direction. This means that in all the content that you're about to create, all the way from live streaming, webinars, the articles that you'll be writing, the content you'll be writing, the photos you'll be taking, whatever the videos that you'll be creating, the stories you'll be posting, your brand determines your content direction. This means this will dictate the choice of words, the timing of the posting. How would it look like? Is it in the form of a media that will attract their attention, or is there something that will pull them away? Are you speaking in a manner where they can understand? Is at the level of maturity or knowledge? This determines that. Number two, it also humanizes your brand. One of the most common mistakes in branding is that people just focus on the aesthetic aspect of things. Like I said, nothing wrong with that. But if that's all you're going to do, you're paying a designer just to put up a front without any substance, where people are not able to connect with you or relate to you, that brand is just an empty shell. If branding was just all about aesthetics, there would have been tons of popular brands out there already, but there isn't. Think about the common brands that you see around. Think about the brands that you personally love. Why do you follow them? Why do they attract your attention? Very simple. They resonate. Whether it's a fitness brand, whether it's a car, whether it's a luxury item, we all relate to different brands because some of these brands speak to us. We like how they look like, we like how they sound like, we like to be associated with them. That is what you need to achieve. And last but not least, the third reason of why you should invest in brand positioning is because you want to increase the level of your perceived value. I talk about perceived value a lot in branding because ultimately, you cannot force somebody to like your brand. There are so many intangible elements to branding that you cannot create. But what you can do is to show people that, look, at the very least, if you follow me, this is the perceived value you'll be getting. You'll be getting some sort of association that you are part of this club, you're part of this group, you're part of this movement that has the world in mind, that has the society and the community in mind. You're showcasing yourself as somebody that is into fitness. You are keeping yourself healthy. You're joining a group that's very strong in investment and very interested in building their personal wealth. You're following somebody that's interested in building your career. Whatever it is, if you're able to position yourself in an area where people can perceive you as providing value, that is where your brand value is.
Hi, I'm Aslan, and this is City, a new agent about to embark on her journey as an AIA life planner. City is tired of the long hours, insufficient pay, and lack of progress at her previous job, and decided to break free of her old cycle to regain control over her time and finances. As City's leader, it is my responsibility to show her the ropes, along with an array of digital tools to manage her insurance and family takaful business. The Balance Scorecard, or BSC. The first thing I do is show City the Balance Scorecard, or BSC for short, which was a basic structure officially implemented in 2018 to help insurance agents achieve outcomes that would benefit their customers. It is designed to prevent insurance agents from pushing products onto their customers for the sake of hitting sales targets. The last thing we want is for City's customer to end up in situations like having too much life insurance coverage but little to no critical illness coverage. Consumers are not always mindful of the policies that they purchase. Therefore, it is an insurance agent's job to make sure they have well-rounded protection. What are the KPIs? The BSC lays out non-sales key performance indicators, which include KPI 1, Customer Fact Find, or CFF, with full and partial disclosure, 20%. This is the key in understanding your customer's financial needs and circumstances before giving them appropriate advice. KPI 2A and 2B, Persistency Ratio D1 and D2, 25% and 30% respectively. Persistency ratio is what incentivizes agents to ensure policyholders diligently pay their premiums in the first and second years. KPI 3, getting 0 complaints from clients, 10%. KPI 4, 30 hours of continuing professional development program, 15%. This is where I remind Citi that an insurance agent's job is not to sell as much as possible. It is to understand the customer's needs and sell them the gap in their insurance policies. The final BSC score can go beyond 100% as long as Citi remains consistent and regularly checks her BSC. And so, Citi begins her first year as an AIA Life Planner. She uses the Customer Fact Find tool, or CFF for short, to perform full fact checking with each of her prospects. This helps both Citi's clients and herself to understand their insurance needs and financial goals, which enables Citi to recommend the appropriate protection plan according to the facts furnished in the form. Her clients are always impressed and satisfied as they buy into exactly what they need. Citi logs in to her ALPA or ALPA on her mobile phone every day to check on her persistency ratio and checks her ALPP and BSC dashboard once a week to make sure she stays on track. With regular monitoring of her progress, her first year goes by with no major issues. As she gears up for her second year, Citi receives an ALPA alert, wherein a first-year customer has stopped paying his premium and his policy is going into lapsation. She immediately logs in to review the impact on her business and sees the remuneration she is about to lose and takes immediate action to contact her customer, collect the outstanding premium, and reinstate the lapsed policy. When she checks her BSC dashboard that week, she is satisfied to find her persistency ratio has gone back to a healthy stage. Citi repeats her habits and takes immediate action. When she receives her BSC bonus the following year, Citi is ecstatic with her success. As we talk about her plans for the future, she lays out her roadmap for herself while using AIA's business tools to understand her customers and keep track of her business. She is confident that she will be able to create a sustainable business and keep her customers and their loved ones protected. In the following years, Citi continues to do well and eventually leads her own team. Your journey may look a little different from Citi's, but with effective use of the business management tools provided, you will be able to achieve the same success.
Ni IC tu simpan dalam ni. Ha? Ha? Simpan dalam tu IC. Ada tak? Tak. Tengok.
Saya mencari. Let's go.
Baik apa kitanya? Mulut tak tahu lah, katanya. Baik apa? Katanya. Baik apa? Baik apa? Baik apa? Tunjuk.
Ini siapa ambil main ni? Lemak punya. Dah yang iya sangat lah. Mok cun la 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 la.
Nha, ada satu, nha.